Imagine a group called the Youth, rising out of chaos, fighting for control in a lawless land. That's Al-Shabaab, born in 2006 as the militant arm of Somalia's Islamic Courts Union, a group that briefly ruled parts of Somalia before Ethiopian forces, backed by the US, pushed them out. Starting as a nationalist rebellion, Al-Shabaab morphed into a hardcore jihadist outfit, pledging allegiance to Al-Qaeda in 2012. Their goal? An Islamic state in Somalia no matter the cost, exploiting the country's weak government to spread fear and influence. Kenya got pulled into this mess in 2011 after Al-Shabaab started kidnapping tourists and attacking towns like Lamu and Garissa. Kenya said enough is enough and launched Operation Linda Inchi, sending troops into Somalia to secure the border and disrupt the group's networks. By 2012, Kenya's forces joined the African Union Mission in Somalia, or AMISOM, later called ATMIS. But Al-Shabaab hit back hard, targeting Kenyan civilians and security forces with devastating attacks. The 2013 Westgate Mall siege in Nairobi, where 67 people lost their lives, the 2014 Peketoni attacks in Lamu, killing over 60, and the 2015 Garissa University massacre, claiming 148 lives, mostly those of students. These weren't just attacks, they were statements of Al-Shabaab's reach and ruthlessness. By 2025, the group's still a major threat, with an estimated 7,000 to 12,000 fighters holding parts of southern Somalia. Kenya's fighting back with airstrikes and multi-agency operations, but the group keeps slipping through the cracks, fueled by local recruitment, clan disputes, and a shrinking ATMIS presence. The chaos along Kenya's border is far from over. Picture this. It's the night of July 25th, 2025 in Basuba village, deep in Lamu County's Boni Forest. A place so dense it's a perfect hideout for Al-Shabaab. Over 60 militants storm in, firing wildly and injuring civilians. They even target a nearby GSU camp, lobbing 4 rocket-propelled grenades in a fierce hour-long gunfight. The attackers slip back into the forest, leaving no reported deaths but a trail of fear. The full extent of casualties is hard to pin down in the chaos. Then there's the Boni Forest ambush on May 4th, 2025. 5 elite Kenyan special ops officers are killed, 5 more injured while chasing suspected terrorists through the same treacherous terrain. The wounded are airlifted to Nairobi, and Kenya responds with a massive multi-agency operation. Police, military, maybe even ATMIS forces determined to hunt down the attackers. It's a stark reminder of how Al-Shabaab uses the forest to their advantage. Over in Mandera County, things are just as tense. On July 27, 2025, 4 civilians are seriously injured by stray bullets from a gunfight across the border in Belet Hawa, Somalia, between Somali National Army troops and Jubaland Special Forces. It's not directly an Al-Shabaab attack, but their presence fuels this kind of regional instability. Mandera's a hotspot. Over 60% of all Al-Shabaab sightings happen there. They hide along Dawa River, exploiting clan disputes and sneaking past checkpoints with tricks like hiding bombs in donkey carts. In August 2024 alone, 14 attacks hit security forces in Mandera, many involving these sneaky IEDs. On June 11, 2025, Kenyan forces caught militants planting a roadside bomb in Mandera, killing 2 and injuring others. But Al-Shabaab supply lines, likely fed through smuggling hubs like Kismayo or Dadaab, keep them in the game. So, how's Kenya responding? They're throwing everything at it. Advanced weapons, community intelligence, and joint operations with Somali forces and the African Union Transitional Mission in Somalia, or ATMIS. But it's tough. Al-Shabaab's hideouts like those in Boni Forest or along the Dawa River are hard to pin down, and the group's knack for dodging checkpoints doesn't help. Somalia's pushing for more ATMIS troops, Around 20,000 were authorized in 2023 from countries like Kenya, Ethiopia, and Djibouti. But tensions, especially over Ethiopia's 2024 Somaliland deal for Red Sea access, are making coordination tricky. The bigger problem, vulnerabilities keep piling up. The ATMIS drawdown set to wrap up by December 2024, though it has been extended, is leaving security gaps. Weak border enforcement lets militants slip through, and changes in Kenya's security leadership under President Ruto haven't made things easier. Al-Shabaab staying strong by playing on local grievances, recruiting Kenyans, and using slick propaganda to keep their cause alive. Despite losses from airstrikes and ground ops, their decentralized setup makes them hard to crush. In the end, Al-Shabaab's re-insurgence isn't new, but it's evolving. With more Kenyan recruits, clever tactics, and ATMIS pullback, they are keeping the pressure on. Kenya's fighting hard, but this is a battle that's far from won, and the border remains a front line in this ongoing struggle.